Hey, it's CJ here. Welcome back to True Point of Creation. Now, I'm working on another piece of surreal collage art. This is kind of working on that pyramid stuff. I'm on another food pyramid here now. Maybe this will be the 60s food pyramid. I'm not quite sure yet. But as you can see, I already got a bunch of stuff cut up. I was cutting up triangles, so I sliced up all those triangles over there. I'm not sure if I was going to use them or not, and it turns out I'm probably not going to use those, but I keep doing it and saving them for another project. How many food pyramids can we have? I'm not really sure, but I think it's funny because if you look at some of this food, it just it's got the butter and the peas in there. It look like some pork chops or something. I don't know if that's some pasta or what's going on, but this is definitely a 50s 60s kitchen vibe. I don't know, I love it. And then we have another main piece to put into it. Of course, it's going to be funny like our other one, so I really like it, but we have to get this part down first. So I'll show you what it is after we get this glued together. So let's start that. I figured I'd bring y'all in at this process. Now I know what I'm going to do. And I already did a bunch of cutting. So as I was showing you in those clips there, as I was cutting out all the triangles, and I think we're just going to go with the bigger triangles, and this should bring it in with this kitchen here. So I want to save these in order because that one kind of has text on it, and I don't really want it to show. That one has a piece of canned food, which is fine, but it's probably going to get cut off as well. And we're working off of this board here. So let's just push those up. And then I put a couple lines here to show, and this part of the kitchen's going to get cut off because this is the size of our frame. So we already know that. We're just going to work with it. Let's grab this piece. I know I have a little bit of glue on there. Yeah, a little bit of glue. So we'll go ahead and try not to stick anything to it. We just don't want to get the glue all over our table. Let's just set that to the side. We know we're going to need glue on this whole thing, but let's just do it on this centerpiece to get the kitchen down. Get the kitchen placed. Maybe if I do this in a good order here, it'll fall into place pretty fast. But figured I'd bring y'all along, have another fun, surreal piece of surreal collage art here. I think we can put it together pretty fast. I don't think it's going to take too long, and it should be fun and funny. And again, just like how we like to do is keep it simple and not overdo it. So we're going to just put this here. And again, I was trying to pull back in those triangles again where I said I wanted to make that my style, but I just go off and do random stuff. That looks normal, or I mean, that looks straight. And nothing's normal. Nothing's normal. So, I say I'm going to do one thing and we'll see. Sorry about that clapping sound. These little cheap Scamazon art kit things here, you know how it goes. So I'm just trying to flatten it out, trying to make sure that it's nice and flat here. Let's try not to do that. All right, that's going good. Do it from a bunch of different angles. I found that helps. Still looking for suggestions of how we could get the bubbles out. I don't have as much problem when I'm working with older magazines. This is like a 50s, 60s era magazine, so this is old paper. I don't have many problems when I'm doing them with these. So you can see there isn't no bubbles in there. It's perfect. And then this page was all bent up, so I was like, well, I'm using this page. This works out perfect. I think it's going to go good. Let's just go ahead and cut this off. We're not messing around. We're going to get this done real quick. And when I say real quick, I mean real quick. We knock these out. I'm not sitting here thinking too long. Now I did do some cutting on those triangles. That takes time. This piece of the kitchen. Not sure if we'll ever need that in the future, but I'll put it in the scrap pile. You never really know. So what we need to do here, looks like maybe a little more flattening right there. What we need to do here is get these triangles down so we don't see our little backing board, our backing paper here. And as you can see here, that it depends on where they sit is how we'll know if they fit right. So let's line them up and just do it like that. Because if you do it like that, then you can see the little gap there. So we want to watch out for that. Make sure that it's all good here. So that seems center. We don't actually know what the center is here. Let's see if we can get a rough center with my broken ruler here. But I'd be heavy-handed and I'm snapping things. I straight snapped a piece of that ruler off. So that's kind of funny. Let's do 1 inch to 8. So it's about 4 is about the center. Somewhere around there. So I'm guessing that's the same up here. Who knows how crooked I cut this thing. 1 inch, 4 inches, 4 inches. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just trying to make sure that, well, see, that's a little off, so it's not perfect. We just want to make sure, we just want to make sure we're not seeing any of the gray in the back. So that's what we're doing. So also that piece. So we don't want the gray on the corner either. And that's going to be center-ish. And let's see if that works. Okay, that works perfect. So we kind of know where it's at. Wait, let's line that corner up and see if that works. So if we line the corner up right in the center, and we're just going to move this away and see if that still works on this side, even though we want them overlap the other way. I mean, the lapping works good that way too, but I just kind of liked it how it was going down the row lapping. So looks like that's what we're going to go with. I'm messing these up. I want them to be lapped that way. So what's that, little spider? Oh, he's a little jumping spider. Where'd you come from? My magazines or something? Sorry, I did not put him outside. He is rest in peace, little spider. Can't be hanging out in here. Probably came from the magazines and stuff. Been having flies get in here lately too. That's something that been dealing with. Is they must all hatched or something, but they want to be in here with my AC and I can't allow that happening. Same with that spider. All right, so there's a little weird cut there on the bottom. So let me fix that. It's not perfect, but I just wanted it to not have that little raggedy edge. A little raggedy end there. Now let's make sure we don't see the gray between these. Okay, no, just like that. See, you can see it just a tad. So let's put a little bit of glue here on this. And then we're going to overlap it just a tad. Just a tad. So there's no gray left behind. No gray left behind. All right, flatten it, flatten it. No gray left behind. No gray left behind. It's probably glued onto the paper now. All right. So let's drop this one. It's going to be tough to see what the center is now, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Let's just go ahead and glue this all up. What I've learned with the glue stick is always go one direction. Don't try to do the back and forth thing. So I'm lifting it up, something that I've learned that's been helping me not rip these pages. These ones aren't as fragile as some of the other ones. Oh, messing that up there again. Okay, I can kind of see the center. Now we don't want to see white or gray. And we want those lines to line up like that there. Like that right there, son. All right. That's looking good. That's looking good. Let's make sure it's nice and flattened. Flatten, flatten. All right. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Let's get this piece all glued in. Oh, that's the fish on the back. I should have showed you the back of this ad. It was for Airwick. It was an ad for Airwick, and it had this old, like, goofy looking fish, like a stinky fish, and the Airwick's supposed to help, and it was just a funny ad. That's why I love these old magazines. So funny. Advertisements. See, we don't want any gray showing on the edge, and we want that to be lined up. Who's gonna notice? We're gonna notice, and that's why we do it. We just figure it out. We just try to make it as best as we can for our view, because I look back at pieces and I'm like, that little piece bugs me, and then I can't be having that. Okay, now that we have those, I'm just gonna clip this off because they do have stickiness. And there's a piece of shredded there. Let's go ahead and get that off. Ooh, it was right on the corner of that one. That one was right on the edge. But we won't see any gray, so that was the idea. Let's just go down the line. Cut it up, cut it up, cut it off, cut it off. All right, got that. Got that. I got those. Boom. Now, let me move these sticky pieces out of the way, and that sticky piece. And hopefully, kind of like those pieces though. I'll put them right there just in case I need to use them for something. But I don't think I will. So that's looking right. It's looking right. Let's flip it around. And then we need to flip this around. So we're doing it backwards. It was going bloop, bloop, bloop this way. So that one's center, that's center. This whole page is sticky now, so got to watch out for that. We're going to get rid of it in a minute when we switch over to the other one. This side, let's see, this side. Whoa, see, bending it. Don't want to do no bends. Try not to bend it. I'm just gonna glue it down. It's getting a little sticky on this page, getting a little sticky on my fingers, but it'll work out. Okay, just making sure it's not on, we don't see the gray. We don't want to see the gray. That seems right-ish. Rightish. Who knows what's rightish, what's wrongish. Okay, now we're messing stuff up again. Okay, it goes boom, and then boom. Pork chop. The pork chop's on the end with the string beans, green beans, string green beans. All right, now that one we're just gonna do this one as much as it needs it all over the whole thing, except for maybe the tip up here. All right. There it is. Making sure we're not seeing any, gotta get my head in the way, sorry for that. Gotta make sure that I'm getting it over the gray. Gonna block your guys' view for a second. There, something like that, something like that. I just had to look over it, make sure I was getting it over the gray. Over the gray, no gray left behind, remember that. All right, last one, pork chop. Pork chop, do you like, oh, there's part of the fish again. There's part of the fish again. Oh man, his face isn't on there. I showed you his face. It looks so funny. These old ads. I love these old magazines. It's just so fun to go through and clip stuff out and make stuff with them. It's just so fun. I love modern magazines too, but these ones are just so funny. That's why I like doing them. Just the reactions and the faces and all types of stuff. The places and the faces. All right, lay that down. Looks like we got it. Looks like we're on a roll. We're about to show you what this looks like here. This is just the backing piece. Got glue all over me now. Yeah. All right. So it's looking good. We got to do the same thing here. Let's do it over this paper because we're getting rid of this. It's too sticky. Too sticky. We don't want to sacrifice our main piece that's still coming in. It's still coming in. So be patient. Trust the process, bro. Trust the process. It's going to work out. It's going to work out. Look at this getting real sticky. I might have to wipe off the scissors too. Ooh, okay. There's that. Let's do this here. Get these out of the way. Are the scissors sticky too? I don't know if we're going to even need the scissors anymore. Let's get this sticky page out of the way. Okay, that's what we got. So it's looking pretty good. It's looking good. I like it. Look at that old kitchen, 50s, 60s style. I think we're going to call this the 60s food pyramid because we already have the 50s food pyramid. I think this one's going to be the 60s food pyramid. Even though you don't see much of the pyramids, you can kind of see the triangles. And I put a little triangle into this other piece just to keep it subtly in there, but it kind of has to go in different. Let me wash my hands and we'll jump into that piece. Okay, I'm back. My hands are partially dry. They're clean-ish, you know what I mean? So that'll work enough. Good enough, good enough. Now, I bet you probably thought this piece over here was part of it. But guess what? It is not part of it. It's just hiding the main piece. It's hiding the main piece under here. Are you ready to see what this is all about? As soon as I drop it down, you'll see what it is. And then from there, we just have to glue it down. So here it is. Let me go slide it and make it a secret. Oh, you can't even see it because look, it's upside down. You ready to see what this looks like? This is how it goes. Boom. And she's going to be putting her arm is going to be coming out right there out of the side. And her head's going to be over there. I love it. I love it. It's the 60s food pyramid. I think it's really cool. Just another funny piece of collage art. And I really like it. I just love these pictures. They just make me laugh. And I just got to put them into some pieces of art. So that's what we're doing. Let me see here. All right, got that out of the way. Now we got a fresh piece of paper here. I kind of knew that was going to happen, so I had a fresh piece of paper just in case that got too sticky. So now let's start with her hand and the can. Sure, we got to be careful because look, it's barely connected right there. It's barely connected, so we need to be very careful with that piece right there. Okay. And then I glued those little bit of Spam can or whatever that was to the side to just kind of do a triangle off her hand because the ad had her hand cut on each side. And I was like, how do you incorporate a hand that's already been trimmed off at the wrist, you know? So I put the wrist, I figured if it was coming out of the side of the cabinet, it would look kind of cool. And then we'd get the other piece. So if this hand, that's what we really need to line up here. This hand right out the side of the cabinet. So tricky. Let me grab it at a better spot. Right out of the side of the cabinets, the lower cabinets, like that, and then let everything else fall naturally. So I put the Spam there coming out of the back end, and we'll chop off the end. It just, you can't really see it. It's just a little extra, but her wrist was cut there, and we could have just left it cut like that, but I kind of just wanted it to feel like it was coming out, making it pop. So that was the idea. And then for here, I just want her head to just be somewhere around there. So let's watch out for her little curls. I did do some fussy cutting around her curls. I was going around cutting around her hair with the scissors. So here's a little time lapse of me cutting around her hair. And then after I was done cutting around her head, I cut around her whole head. After I was done with that, I kind of leave a little bit of white spots around so I don't try to take my scissors into the tight spots. And then I'll come back around with the X-Acto knife and do a little fussy cutting around her hair just to kind of fix the curls up and stuff and get out the white gaps. And so that's how we got this head here. And now let me try to find a place to place it. I was thinking it would just kind of be over tilted. I like it tilted. Ooh, somewhere. So let's cover those cups maybe. Cover those red cups. Boom. Let me just drop it right there. I think that's going to be it. Put it into place. Put her into place. Put her down. Everything's sticky. Everything's stuck. Flip it over. No more looking at it. We got to put it in a frame to really get the big reveal. Let me go and cut this piece off first. We got to do that. Let's go ahead and cut that off. I added that on just as an extra. So it would kind of make it come together. Not really sure. Let me leave all that. I'll leave all that stuff there. It's not too messy. Get rid of that piece of paper there. Go. Get out of here. Scram. Be gone. Okay. Now that that's gone, let me grab this frame. I don't think anything's in it. Nothing's in it, right? Nope. Nothing's in it. I've been reusing this IKEA frame. I just keep putting pieces in it because it's just the way that it pops out looks pretty cool. All right, let's see if this fits. I'm not really sure. Oh, fit perfect. First time, what do you know? Measure once, cut 4 times. Has not happened today. Let's put that in. Is that up? Up, down, round and round. Round and round she goes. Let's put this goofy glue stick out of the way. And now, are you ready to see the reveal of our new piece of surreal collage art? This is the 60s food pyramid. We had the 50s food pyramid. Check that one out if you haven't seen it yet. But are you ready to see the 60s food pyramid? You ready? You ready? Boom, there it is. It looks cool. I just love their faces in these. I just love the reaction of their faces, and that's why I have to use these all the time. I have a whole bunch of them, and they just make me laugh, and I just love doing it. I don't know, and that's another thing about making surreal collage art is you can just have a lot of fun, and it's just not serious, and you just have a good time making it, and then you come up with stuff like this. What do you guys think about this one? If you do like this one, make sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.